Teams at the bottom of the table are struggling right now. Leicester City on 1 point. Nottingham Forest 4 points. West Ham 4 points. Wolves, Bruno Lage has only got 6 points.
Yeah. That's
some big teams down there, Jace. Some big sides struggling.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've seen one sacking already and what the impact that has had. And it's bought the Bournemouth board a little bit of time, hasn't it? Because Gary Neville's come in and done a remarkable job.
Yeah.
I mean, truly a remarkable job. They look. I saw the comeback against Forest. I saw the highlights. I saw what they did against Newcastle. Slightly fortuitous. Newcastle should have had a goal that was chalked off. But take nothing away from what he's done. He's improved their the outlook on them so far. But if you're bottom of the table after 7 games and 1 point. Brendan's been around football long enough. It doesn't mean telling that there will be speculation about.
Well, it's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. I mean, look, I'm a massive fan of Brendan Rodgers. I think he goes into football clubs, he builds a philosophy, builds a team, and brings success. But we know in this day and age in the Premier League, you got 6 games. If you are not producing after 6 games, or you have a 6-game spell where you're struggling, you're out the door. That is the cutthroat business that the Premier League is.
No, I agree.
You can't have, with the players that they've got and the club that they are, it's not acceptable to have 1 point from 7 games.
Well, you could also make an argument to say that, well, maybe he could have had a little bit of help in the last transfer window. Didn't really go.
Even without the help, the squad of players that they've got is still fantastic. Still brilliant squad of players.
They should be better. I'm not arguing that point, but what I'm saying is, could they have done a little bit more in the transfer window? And the simple answer to that is yes. And Brendan's alluded to that point. I mean, you never really know what goes on behind the scenes until someone comes out and says what they said, and it cost Scotty Parker his job in the end. And that same squad of players right now are performing under Gary O'Neill. So you're absolutely right, but is it just his fault? That's all I'm putting out there. Is it just his fault, the reason Leicester are where they are right now? Defending set pieces, Leicester at the moment, and this goes back to last season. It's corners in particular. Oh my God, it does feel as though they can concede at any moment.
Well, look, I watched the game at the weekend. They got beat 6-2 by Tottenham. First half, Leicester played really well.
Leicester do this. I saw them against Brighton. They took the lead. They looked really good. Then all of a sudden, Brighton get level. They managed to fight their way back. Very similar, actually, not too dissimilar to the game we saw against Spurs. The way the goals went, the way the game swung, and in the end, they just lose. They all over the place. They're a shambles, and that's what happened weekend the weekend.
And that's for me is where the problem is. The way they fell apart in the second half against Spurs. Their heads went down. The body language is all wrong. That for me says it's an unhappy dressing room. There's not enough players in that dressing room who are going to go, right, come on lads, let's fight for the manager, let's fight for each other and try and get something from the game. They went 3-2 down, 4-2 down, and then they just completely went. That can't happen.
No,
because if Leicester don't make a change, Chase, this continues to carry on.
No. Yeah.
I mean,
no.
You're looking at to get the worst points tally the Premier League's ever seen.
Like you said, they're on they're 4.5 points they're due to get this season or something like that. But no, I can't disagree with you. But all I'm saying right now, we know how good Brendan is. But if there isn't, I heard at Chelsea, this is it wasn't just the results and the performances what were going on at Chelsea. Things at the training ground weren't good. The players and the relationship with the manager weren't great. Now I don't know what's going on the training ground down at Wolves at Leicester, but it does appear there is something not right at that club right now. And the easiest thing to do is to change the fortunes of the club by getting rid of the manager. And Brendan knows that. He knows that.
Can they get rid of him?
Of course this is the problem. They've got 10 million. But 10 million is not a lot of money. But it would appear the Leicester owners, after COVID, have suffered a huge amount.
I can't believe they didn't play the breaking news stab there. £10 million? Come on, get with it.
It's not a lot of money. It is for you and me. I mean, I wouldn't mind £10 million, but you know what I mean? It's not like if you're
Harry Al.
That's Harry Al waking up in the morning.
Let's go to Riley, who's a West Ham fan. Riley, good evening.
talkSPORT breaking news.
Jeez, Al.
Riley,
hello.
Riley.
It's not looking good at the moment. You got 4 points from 7 games.
No, it's not looking good, mate. Moyes is 2 wins in our last 14. The last 3 or 4 months of last season was also poor.
But you know what, Riley? Can I just stop you there a second? I think that really does distort the picture at West Ham because you guys were going for the Europa League final. I think that David Moyes then realised the top 4 had gone, and the best way to continue your season was to throw your eggs in the basket of the Europa League. And I think that's what he did. I think so. bear that in mind when you talk about last season's results in the league.
Yeah, but Jay, I don't know if you remember, after the first leg of the playoff game against Freiburg, you had I called up and another person called up saying they weren't keen on Moyes and wanted Mancini or Parker, and you said give it 3 or 4 or 5 games, ring back, and then if we're still playing poor, then you'd agree.
Did I say that? You sure I said that, Riley?
You said that.
Okay, I agree with you, Riley. Yeah. I backtrack. I agree with you. Moyes has got to go.
Riley, look, David Moyes has got a lot of credit at West Ham for what he's done at the football club and where he's took the football club. Would you want to see him leave?
No.
Every dog has his day, doesn't it? Like Moyes is someone who he brings.
You're comparing David Moyes to a dog.
Yeah, give or take.
No, Riley, it's too soon.
He brings stability. He brings stability to clubs. Like he ain't the person to take you to the next level. Like if we want to
Europa League final. How can you say that?
Semi-final.
Sorry, semi-final.
Like
But I mean, the run that they had and the way you was playing, you're fighting for Champions League at one point, Riley. You can't say he can't take you to the next level.
Nah, but we didn't get to the next level, did we? If we go out, show ambition, we go and get Pochettino, he's going to take us to the next level.
You got Pellegrini. That didn't go well.
Yeah, but he was old. He come back from China. He weren't in it. He brought a load of crap in and then went back.
So you want Moyes out?
I firmly want Moyes out. Me, I go every week home and away, and Moyes just ain't the person to take this football club forward. He's got his favourite players. He plays every week, like Soufal, Soucek, Owen, Fornat. He don't.
They're the
Sorry,
best players.
You think a new manager's going to come in and drop all them? That's not going to happen.
He's got his favourites.
They're the best players.
I was going to say there is a reason they're his favourites. He plays Rice every week as well. Do you want him dropped?
No, but if the players are playing,
Riley,
you can't keep playing them.
Riley, yeah. I tell you what I'm going to do. Right, let's give it another 4 or 5 games. Right, and I will say it this time. Let's give it another 4 or 5 games. If you're still in the bottom 3 after 4 or 5 games, I might start to come. I might start.
There'll be 11 games in.
I might come round to your way of thinking, Riley. How about that?
If I ring back after 11 games and we're still in the bottom 3, you'll be in the Moyes out camp.
No. I said 4 or 5, right? Yeah. So let's go 5. That's 12 in my book. Hold on. Okay, 6 games. Right. Let's get to 15 games.
Because you'll go after the World Cup.
No. So hold on. I tell you what we do, right? So we give it another. Let's give it 5 games, right? I said 4 or 5. Let's give it 5, right? So here's what you got coming up.
By the time I ring up, it'll be gone. We lose and it goes.
Then the fixtures up. What's the fixtures?
Right, here we go. Hold on. Right. So you've
Wolves, Fulham, and Southampton. Annex 3.
Right. Okay. I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you after those 3 games. If you're still in the bottom 3, then I think that the chances are he'll be paying with his job because.
Do you really think?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Wolves will be fighting relegation. They are right now. You can't. You have to win that. Fulham. You would have thought at some stage.
Fulham are flying.
Fulham are flying, but you can't be beaten home to Fulham, mate. You can't. That's. I know they're a good side, Fulham, and then you're away at Southampton. I mean, in that you've got 2 home games. Who you got after that? Oh, you got Liverpool. And I tell you what. After West Brom. Right, you got you got Bournemouth. You got Bournemouth, right? Let's wait until.
What are you doing?
You got Bournemouth. Hold on,
You've already put them in the Championship.
You've got Bournemouth now. I'm just naming teams. I'm trying to help out. So after that, so the 24th, Monday the 24th of October, I'll be here. If you're in the bottom 3 by then, Riley, yeah, I think you might be right.
By the time I call back up, we'll have Pochettino as our manager and we'll win our last 3 games.
Right, tell you what, Riley, why don't you just phone up after every...
Do you think Pochettino would go to West Ham, Riley?
As a London club, European football ambition, he had a failed stint at PSG. I think he want to prove himself in the Premier League again. I reckon he would come. Yeah, he don't care about Tottenham. They was a load of rubbish. I think he would come.
That's harsh.
All right, Riley.
Okay, tell you what. Phone us up Monday night. Wolves take on West Ham. Okay, not West Brom. Phone us up on the Monday after that.
All right, we'll do, mate. See
Cheers,
you then.
Riley.
Riley, top man. Thanks for your call. Let's go to Connor, who's a Villa fan. Connor.
Hiya, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, good, Connor. Look, you got a result at the weekend, but it wasn't a great watch, to be honest with you. What's your take on Gerrard at the minute, the philosophy, the identity of the team?
I'll be honest, I never really wanted him in the first place. I think Dean Smith is very, very hard done by. And if you look at Gerrard's results over that time, he's probably got a worse record than Smith. But that said, I think, history shows Ferguson was a game away from the sack. You've got to stick by managers. I think we're too quick in modern football to get rid of managers.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad Friday night though, Connor. Wasn't it? I mean, that was a tough. A tough watch. That one, mate.
Oh, the football was dreadful.
Yeah, the result was. Yeah, if you don't win that game off that perperformance, the Boo Boys would have been out in full.
Connor, what do you think's happened?
You're talking about a results game, though, aren't you? And with the form the side's been in recently, okay, I mean the football hasn't been pretty to watch anyway, but I think you just have to find a way to get 3 points.
But Connor, what's happened to the side? Because you've signed some very good players, and last season you played some really good stuff. But I don't see that whenever I've watched Villa this season. I don't see that team anymore.
I think obviously Gerrard's a born winner, isn't he? I think he wants to, and he's always played what you'd class as good football. I think he wanted to try and stamp that identity on Villa, but I think possibly too many changes too quick from the side that we were and the side that he took over.
Yeah. All right, Connor, thanks for your call. We want to hear from some Leicester fans. I've got one lined up who's a not a happy bunny right now.
Not a happy fox.
Not a happy fox. Well done, Jason. It's not a happy fox. Keep your call coming in. 03 717 2233 44.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.